seemed like Drellis was trying to help Naofumi get out of the country, but he's actually the bad guy in the first place, and it's kind of messed up because he was just like jealous of Foal and Atla's dad, and then they beat him up, the two of them, the kids, and they restore the family name, so now they're cool in Svetveld, and now Naofumi can take the rest of the group out of there, get the ship and all that, and it's like, what? Are you kidding me? It took all that to get out of Svetveld? You could have just like powered your way through, shield hero. What is going on? Welcome back, everybody, to another Is It Isekai podcast anime review. We got a new episode for you here, and I am Jim Jam, co-host of the Is It Isekai podcast, and we are here on No Ordinary Geek talking about anime once again for you. And today we have another anime review, Rising of the Shield Hero. I had to add a dramatic pause for effect. Okay, so today, Rising of the Shield Hero, very popular, has been coming back, this time for another season. Season 4. We have to see what is going on with the crew as they decide to go to Kotenlo, nailed it, whatever one it's called, and we get to see what's going on with Raphtalia. At the end, she's going back to her home country, but before we go that, we have to stop in Foal and Atla's country to see what's going on, Svetveld. But we do see that Svetveld is actually one of the countries that is actually in support of the heroes, especially the shield hero. Shocking. Somebody actually likes the shield hero. Naofumi is welcome. Nailed that as well. Sure, that's how you say his name, I'm pretty sure. Main character, Naofumi. Naofumi-sama! We have a whole country of demi-humans, of animal demi-humans that are in support of Naofumi. And it is interesting to see that they welcome him with open arms and pretty much treat him as a deity, as a semi-god there, and want to make him the emperor, want to get him to stay. Now, the whole point of going to Svetveld is to get to Kotenlo, because for the plot effect of the whole story, he cannot just teleport to a place that he has not been before. Most of us that have played video games understand this whole entire concept of teleporting to places only that you've been to. So once they go to Svetveld, they can teleport back and forth from the homeland, and it is totally working and possible. So it is nice to see that there's a country that actually likes him, but they get stopped because Foal and Atla are from there. But because of their father's dealings with the country, nobody likes White Tigers, so they're persecuted, which is interesting to see because the White Tiger clan was like a royalty there until the father betrayed the country during the last war or whatever. I'm not going to really get into details there. Spoilers will be spoiled. You're warned for spoilers a little bit because we're not spoiling all the spoils. Okay, that's kind of how it goes here. We're only doing a review of the some parts of it. Okay, so Svetveld honoring the shield hero and then traveling there. But they get stuck there for months, which is crazy because they can't get out of there. I feel like Naofumi would be a lot more aggressive than to let them stay there. We spent a couple episodes, but a few months passed by, which is interesting to see that Naofumi would let this go on for that long. He would not just like, give me a ship, otherwise I'm going to suck all this down, this whole country down with my chaos-eating shield, which is pretty cool. So as far as technicalities in the season, I will say that the season is a lot more tamer than the last few seasons where there, multiverses and stuff actually stayed in our universe and only had to deal with the water dragon and insurrection, whatever it was. When we get to Kotenlo, it was civil war. They got taken care of pretty quickly, but I'm going a little too fast before we get to that point about Kotenlo. Kotenlo, however you say it. I don't speak Chinese. Yeah, Chinese. I'm pretty sure Chinese over Japanese. Kotenlo, it sounds like a more Japanese or a Chinese name, very Chinesey. Okay, so we come to find out that the nobles of Svetveld, the current ones that are in there, want to keep the shield hero there to be the king forever, and they're not going to let him go. We come to find out that one of the older turtle hermit guys knows what's going on, kind of, sort of, and is like, no, you can't keep the shield hero there. And we see the fight. We see the fight there in the screen. I'm trying to point to it right there, where Foal and Atla fight Drellus, who is the not tiger, he's the lion guy, and he's using like animal steroids to get even stronger and be pumped up with magic. Still not strong enough because Foal gets a power up from Naofumi and becomes like a super white tiger. So he takes revenge because Drellus, come to find out, has killed their dad and blamed it all on him, and that's why the whole country doesn't like white tigers, because Drellus is an asshole. And yeah, so they beat him up, and yeah, he's been using drugs and he gets all blamed for it, so he gets taken out, which is ridiculous because it seemed like Drellus was trying to help Naofumi get out of the country, but he's actually the bad guy in the first place, and it's kind of messed up because he was like jealous of his dad. And then they beat him up, the two of them, the kids, and they restore the family name. So now they're cool in Svetveld. And now Naofumi can take the rest of the group out of there, get the ship and all that. And it's like, what? Are you kidding me? It took all that to get out of Svetveld? You could have just like powered your way through, Shield Hero. What is going on? But we only have 12 episodes this season, so we had to like push the story along, even though there was a lot of time that passed by, like the 3rd and 4th episode of them being in Svetveld that whole entire time. So they even managed to go take a trip to Foal Atla's old home, because Atla hadn't been there since like before she could remember. But the fight was ridiculous because it had powered up the steroid enhanced demi-human animal people, and that whole fight was kind of crazy. But they're still dealing with the curse from the previous season, they being Naofumi's group. So some of them are like powered down, but they're still pretty strong. Like Raphtalia is still pretty strong, even though being cursed. And then at least the two other heroes are with Naofumi instead of against him. The spear hero is just kind of going around killing people, which is like a little tidbit because he's attacking the B word, whatchamacallit's sister, the princess that's a hater the whole entire time, but she has like a curse on her where she looks like a pig. I've kind of forgot. I need to rewatch the whole entire series when this is over in like 10 years, when we finally finish the whole entire thing. Because, there's all those little bits that happen, but they went to another universe for Pete's sake last season. So it's like, what? I can't keep everything in my head. And then it's surprising that it's still going. It being the whole entire series. We're on season 4 and there's about to be season 5. So, it's not a whole lot. It's not like 20-some episodes per season. It's only like 12 or 13. So that's doable. So if y'all are trying to get into this now, it's a great point because it's really only like, 30 to 20, 24, 48, almost 50 episodes. Sure, we'll go with that. But it was all intriguing. There's a lot of story all packed into very short seasons compared to what's going on. We haven't even fought the second Beast King, whatever the hell it is. We fought the turtle down. Phoenix is coming. And we haven't even gotten to the Phoenix fight yet. But we went to a whole different universe and went there. And there's a whole memory lapse thing or whatever that was going on. I'm actually getting this confused with Fuerte because it's like very similar craziness storyline. I don't know. Not really. I don't know. When you start throwing multiverses in there and there's multiple heroes now and they have each universe has its own set of heroes, like I feel like you just branch off and do a side story, kind of like Gun Gale Online is doing with the multiple different games in there, but this is different universes and you could just like mash them all together. Kind of crazy. Anyways, Drellus is dead. They get out of Svetveld and they finally made it to Tinlo, kind of sort of, because they have to cross the ocean and then have to get around the water dragon. But luckily the water dragon's on their side and trying to overthrow the current emperor, who come to find out is Raphtalia's little sibling, brother or whatever, and he's being manipulated by the evil lady. I don't know that B word there. And the guard or whatever is Shildana's sister, Sedina, is there protecting the emperor, and she's actually nice. Sedina, and no, Shildina is the little sister. Sedina is the older sister, and not quite as strong is Shildina as Sedina, but she's still pretty strong for a guard, and she's actually pretty nice. Doesn't want the actual civil war to happen, so not much fight there, kind of, sort of. But then she gets her body taken over by the previous emperor, very much looking like ancestor of Raphtalia. Yeah, so much going on there. But the civil war happens in Kitinlo when Raphtalia takes over through Naofumi, and they don't know about the heroes. Well, no, they're anti-heroes there. But he's with Raphtalia going on. There was a lot of information just shoved in there real quick. Because then they had the Emperor's special power-up going on with not using the shield powers, but then if you got a blessing, then everybody that's associated with the shield hero could negate that whole entire special power. Man, there's so much. And getting all the different things mixed up together. But it's like, of course, there's a power that negates the shield hero, all the heroes' power. And then all of a sudden, there's stuff there that only the heroes can read and get power-ups from there. So they had anti-hero powers, and then they had power-ups for the heroes at the same time. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. But the point being is that Raphtalia was able to kill the other lady pretty quickly. With the help of the ancestor. That just seemed to wrap up all really quick. I guess the whole point of this show is because of the four gods or whatever, the Phoenix coming up next. That's the whole point of the show. We got these little side stories that took a whole season. I mean, 2 different side stories in one season, but still took up the whole season to tell the storylines. So it has to be for something. Yeah, and then all the familial stuff with Shildina and Sedina, and then Raphtalia and her little brother. So now that Raphtalia is the emperor, they can just pop back and forth with Naofumi's teleport magic. So technically everything's connected now because they visited. So with the waves coming and having to defeat the guardian beast, and they all have to work together, otherwise the bird lady is going to kill them, which would be an interesting fight. I would actually like to see the 4 heroes go against her, but the 4 heroes should be going against the Phoenix. And this time, Naofumi has help from the other heroes, so hopefully it should be an easier fight. Yes, fingers crossed, maybe. I don't know. We'll see in the next season. Ready for the waves to start, so I imagine the whole season is going to be about the wave, and hopefully it'll be coming out next year, not like 2 years from now or whatever. And then we'll remember what the storyline is, because at the rate they're going, it seems like it's going to be a Guardian fight every other season. And like a whole season in between is going to be these side stories, which I'm totally fine with because it has to relate to the characters on the main team. Will they go to another universe again? That's a great question too. We got to find all the other heroes. How many groups of heroes are there? How many different weapons can they be holding? I don't know. It's kind of interesting to see. But that is Rising the Shield Hero 4. Hope it made a lot of season 4. Hope a lot made sense to y'all. It was as clear as mud. Yeah, because still a whole lot going on. I'm still reeling, ready for the next season, and then eventually I'm going to go ahead and have to watch the whole entire thing again. Because it's like a lot of these series, you guys know these isekais, do they actually manage to make it through the whole story? It's so spaced out. I'm surprised we got to season 5, but I'm happy we did. Very popular show, Rising of the Shield Hero. Season number 5 looks like it's going to be guaranteed to be coming out. Look at the fights. They're amazing. These fights here up in the corner of what's going on. So yeah, this Giralis, I'm so glad he died. He's such a jerk, killing the dad like that. So messed up. Okay, that's all for now. Hope you enjoyed the anime review. This time we're answering the question. Well, we always answer the question, is it isekai? And this time, yes, it is an isekai, Rising the Shield Hero. If you haven't heard of it, go ahead and check it out now because it's a great show with a lot of emotional beats to it. And I'm glad that the bad guys they're just desserts, and the heroes are actually not that great, but they managed to there's a redemption arc for the heroes, so they're not just a bunch of assholes. That's also very good. But catch us next time. This is Jim Jam with Is It Isekai podcast anime review on the No Ordinary Geek YouTube channel. That's all. Bye.